Ladies and gentlemen, here they are after entertaining thousands of Southern Californians over the weekend with 2 big shows. 21 Pilots in studio with us here on KROQ. Hey, Tyler. Hey, Josh.
How's it going, guys?
Check you guys out. Welcome back.
Thanks for having us.
It's been a long time. I think the last time we particularly talked to you was 2003, 4, something like that.
Wow.
It's been a long time.
No, it couldn't be.
That's decades.
That's many years before the band even started, Kevin.
Yeah, we weren't even.
They were in high school.
Oh,
yeah, we were in high school.
2013, 2014.
I wasn't even in high school.
Yeah.
I was in middle school.
Look, math
Why
is
am
hard.
I talking to you in middle school,
Math
Kevin?
is hard.
I think we ought to be asking Kevin that question. Why were you
were
talking
that
to him
guy
in middle school?
that I talked to when I was in middle school?
2013.
With the van. He was the guy with the van.
He's the guy in the white van, the white panel van.
Outside of your school.
All right.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
So now that we've sorted all that out,
Yes.
we're delighted to have you back because you are on the lineup for our night number 2 of the KROQ Almost Acoustic Christmas. Now, you guys like doing shows like this when you're out there just for a shorter period of time than your full set?
No.
No.
Absolutely not.
That's legit. That's fair comment.
Watering down our
Your brand?
well
our
honed
brand.
in, crafted
Yep.
show.
Thanks, guys. No, we actually enjoy trying to figure out a new way to put a set list together, especially a show like this. Not everyone. We can't assume everyone there knows, has seen us play before, or even knows.
Yeah, maybe
who we
there's
are,
Mumford and Sons fans there and stuff like that, and you just have to win them over.
Yeah. Or we're just trying to win over the other bands
Sure.
who we've never met.
Do you guys get a chance to watch any of them, or?
No, we don't watch other bands.
Okay, all right.
We try to.
Ever.
That's
You try
against
to.
our brand as well.
Yeah.
They managed to do fireworks and confetti and streamers and crowd surfing, and you have it all going on. So this has got to feel like kind of a stripped down show for you, which I would imagine artistically would be challenging, but also entertaining for you.
Yeah, but you know what? Chris Angel does it. So
Are you comparing yourself to Chris Angel?
I am.
Okay.
Yes.
Why not?
I mean, have you seen his show in Vegas?
I'm not, no.
It's pretty underwhelming.
Okay.
Honestly.
So you're equating yourself with Chris Angel, underwhelming.
Well, I'm just saying you guys are putting us, in a pretty tight box with all these other bands. I mean, the truth is we're just going to pull off a Chris Angel type set.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Just to
So expect the unexpected.
yeah.
All right.
I suspect you're underselling it. I suspect it'll be great.
Well, that's our tactic too.
Yeah.
I like
Look
it.
at that.
Lower expectations.
Right.
Sure.
And then you come in average and they think you're really great.
Yep.
I like it.
Your fans are the most rabid going, it seems like these days. I mean, people line up. Don't they line up for like days to see you now?
Yeah. I think it's because of the rabies.
I'm sorry?
The rabies?
The rabies.
Yeah. He described them as a rabid fan base.
Oh,
just
I see.
picture them,
Gotcha.
like,
Okay. All right.
actually having a disease.
They all have rabies.
I just thought they've gone bye-bye.
No, we have our fans are pretty awesome. I think that listen, there's a lot of bands out there when they get to this level, when they're doing arenas. I don't know. They do their pit, their GA section, general admission section.
Mm-hmm.
There's this constant pressure to make it seats, to ticket each seat on that pit. You've been to a show where there's sitting in the pit, and there's actually a number of reasons why people do that. One, you can kind of fit more people on the floor because fire code only allows a certain amount of bodies per square footage, all that stuff. It makes the floor feel more full because you can fill it out better. And then also safety reasons. When you get to a pit that's larger and a crowd that's larger, a lot of these venues and promoters don't necessarily want to take on a lot of the risk that's involved.
Can I say that I just hate that?
I know.
Okay.
So we've tried to keep our pit GA and just open, and we want to continue to do that. We think that the energy found in a pit that's standing is so important to our show. We want to continue to harness that. With that being said, it promotes kids wanting to get in line and see how close they can get to the stage, and then that naturally turned into kind of this a bit of a culture to lining up and getting to know people and learning the person's name that you're going to be standing next to all night when you get into the show, and it's been a really cool byproduct of something that we didn't really expect.
You talked about when you put out Trench. You talked about you're not sure how songs will go over in an audience until you get a response from them.
Yeah.
So it's sort of a mixture of the crowd and you guys.
Yeah.
Does that help with the pit? With people standing instead of just sitting there sort of passively?
I think one of the toughest shows we would ever do is for a standing room only. or for seated room
I was
only.
gonna say.
Sorry. Standing room.
Now I'm confused.
But what is your guys' show? Is it seated?
No, it's GA.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Oh, well
Everyone's
then
nodding yes.
it's going to be a good show.
You're gonna have a great
I
time.
take back the Chris Angel comments.
You can still do Chris Angel in a pit.
We've done a couple of the like venues in America that everyone's like, you got to do this place, but it's like it's like church pews or like like built-in seats.
That sucks so much.
The Ryman in
Yeah.
Nashville. It's like where Johnny Cash did.
That's
his
the
thing.
place.
The
and
place.
Everyone's seated, and so you don't get the
But
energy that you
not
would.
for y'all.
It's garbage, honestly.
It's garbage.
Okay.
It does make it tough, though.
I've not heard that in reference to the Ryman. The mother church of country music is garbage, but okay. These are the voices of Tyler and Josh from 21 Pilots. Before we take a quick break and come back, we have much more to discuss with you. I want to ask, because I mentioned the crowd surfing. You guys, this whole tour, and I guess in previous tours too, have been out like surfing on wood, right?
Yeah.
And don't you take the drum set out at some point too?
Yep, a whole drum kit.
How do you even do that with the audience holding up the drum kit? How is that even possible?
We have strong fans.
You
can
must.
understand.
There's so much room for disaster
There
in that.
is,
Yeah.
there is, but it requires us to be present at every show. I don't know if that makes sense, but a lot of bands who play every night, they
You just
can
go
kind
through
of,
the motions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can kind of just tone out and go based off of muscle memory. But when you're interacting with a crowd that's different every night, a stunt like trying to put an entire drum kit on a crowd.
Have either of you been dropped?
We haven't necessarily been dropped as much as we've fallen.
Okay.
And that's what he means by being present. It's if something goes wrong, it's actually typically going to be our fault and not their fault. So yeah, there's like platforms that we'll put out. I've definitely fallen off.
Yeah, actually, one of my family's favorite things to do, especially around the holidays, we get together and they pull up the Apple TV and they type in 21 Pilots falling compilation.
Oh, I like it.
So we just gather around and just
That's
make
sweet.
sure our heads don't get too big.
That's very sweet.
As a major label band.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's you.
I love it. I want to ask you about, because we played a couple of weeks ago. I came across your new version of the Hype, the new location session version of the Hype, and I brought it into the guys, and I was so happy they hadn't seen it yet, because I was like, you're not going to believe who covered the Hype. Let me play this for you. You got to hear this version of the Hype. You know the 21 Pilots song that we play all the time? Wait till you hear this version. And I put on a little piece of it, and they're like, hey, this is really good. They totally reinvented this song.
Hey,
What's
I don't
up?
like the dumb voice that you're doing for us.
And it was you guys covering your own song in a completely different way. Tell me about not only that one, but about the whole location session idea.
Yeah, so I don't know. I've always described a song, when you're writing it, it's kind of this, wild animal that you're trying to capture. You're trying to tame it. You're trying to understand it, harness it. There's something about once you finish writing a song, you've kind of, in a sense, completed the mission. You've solved the puzzle. And then this idea of going back to a song that's already been written, already been tamed, and approaching it from a different angle. It was really exciting for me to be able to do that, because I could be a little more fearless with it. The idea, I know, has been proven to be good. Maybe the melody or the tune itself is good enough for me to be a little rougher with it, try a different approach. And so we've taken a few of our songs and, I guess, reimagined them. Remixing sounds like air horns and all that stuff. That's not what we did to it. We reimagined it, which is like a delicate version of remix, I guess.
Is that difficult? To
No,
sort of
it's
look at
actually-
it from a different angle?
It's actually really fun. And if you think about it, even though we're playing a song like The Hype, we play it live almost every day. The process of us writing and recording the song happened a year ago.
Yeah.
And so that was, it's far enough in the past that reapproaching it in a different way felt fresh and very natural. So we did a show, a festival in Berlin. And right around that time, just kind of took a stab at reimagining the song The Hype and rented out a studio there, and the rest is...
Both are fantastic.
Thank you.
And
Both.
so different. Yeah, really great. Really, really great. Now, do you guys do many covers in your shows?
We used to do covers a lot.
Favorite? What's your favorite?
Oh man,
Brick House?
Brick House.
No?
Come On Eileen.
oh yeah,
That's
yeah.
one of our favorites. What's so fun about
That's
that
fantastic.
is if you listen to that song, the tempos, I know that there's a bunch of shifts and changes to that song, but even inside of particular parts of that song, the tempo is moving all around, and for us guys, we're trying to create a track to it. We're trying to understand what's going on in the instrumentation. We dive into the stems of that song where it's like, what is going on here? And it makes me appreciate a song that's as crazy as that it even worked.
We actually made our own click track to that song by like just opening up the waveforms and like putting in a click on the
just visually seeing it.
Yeah, because it's not they didn't pick a tempo and like, all right, this is the tempo we're gonna stick with for this song. They were just feeling it in a live room somewhere, I guess.
Isn't that interesting?
You think it was on purpose? Or they just got together and started just jamming?
I think the drummer was just excited. Just kind of like on the fills, just rushed everything.
Yeah. I want to ask you guys, again, the voices of Tyler and Josh from 21 Pilots here on KROQ, Kevin and Bean Show. I want to ask you guys, because our world was turned upside down last week with back-to-back announcements of the return of My Chemical Romance on Thursday, and then Friday, Rage Against the Machine announced that they were also coming back. Either of those big news in 21 Pilots world?
I would say yes.
Yeah. I mean, both of them.
Both those bands have been influences on us, for sure.
I think what needs to happen is you guys need to break up and go away for 7 years.
What are you saying?
The world will go
What's wrong with you?
berserk when you get back together.
I don't know. Maybe when they they're going to come back, and then we'll be exposed as a terrible band. And we will be going away because we're forced to.
That's going to happen. Hey, we didn't want to go away, you guys. Hey, wait.
I hope they pull it off.
I do too.
You know what I mean?
I love both of those bands, so I hope too.
I think that some people are just going to be interested just to kind of see if it works. Almost wondering if it's going to,
almost skeptical.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm pulling for it.
Same.
I think especially what Tyler's saying, if you go away, hopefully on a good note, and then you're missed, you don't want to come back and ruin it.
Yeah.
Or make it
underwhelming. You don't want to be
or,
Michael Jordan playing for the Wizards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Because then you've ruined your chance to go out as a legend.
Also, Josh and I are extremely curious about what will our show look like when we are much older. And
could you have imagined what your show looks like now, 5 years ago, 6 years ago?
When
you were in grade school when we first talked to you?
Yeah.
I was 7.
We were plotting and planning.
Yeah, no, I think that we always had this vision in mind, honestly. And that's why we were able to, manifest it, because only Josh and I would feel comfortable talking about it with each other. Because if we, mention it to our parents or our friends, like, the idea of playing arenas and,
they would think you're crazy.
Yeah, it just sounds insane. But what we haven't figured out yet is when we're, if we're still able to be doing this when we're 50 years old, what does Josh's backflip off the piano look like?
We might have a lot more harnesses and wires and.
It's more of a back roll.
Yeah.
Back somersault.
Yeah. So not that either of those bands, My Chem or Rage, are that old, but they're getting there, and I hope that it works. That's all.
I think they're both good enough that it will, I think they both have hardcore fan bases that'll accept them with open arms. I hope. I mean, I'm with you guys.
Yeah, totally.
Well, unfortunately, we're out of time, but it is so great. I mean, considering we haven't talked to you since middle school, catching up was really fun today.
Those of you just tuning in, I started the interview by saying it was 2003, when in reality it was 2013.
Right.
Thank you for all the great music. We have spent thousands of hours listening to and playing you on KROQ, and we appreciate you so much. And we're so psyched to see you guys on December the 8th at the Honda Center. So thank you for doing that as well.
No, seriously, we appreciate everything you guys have done for us, and we can't wait to come play the show.
You bet. Continued success. 21 Pilots, you guys.
Thanks
very much.